Well, Kevin, I'm sorry about this being so late, but I brought the truck inside so you can have a better look at it. Now, I appreciate there's shadows, so what I've done, there won't be shadows. And I want to be completely honest with you about the truck, so I want you to see it. I suppose these are LED lights. This is an LED light, and I want you to see flaws and all, because as I said the other day, that's what we do. My skin in the game is what we make off the trucks and the cars, and beyond that, if there's a fault with it, I'll point it out, because there's no incentive for me not to, as I said to you. And I think this is, rather than being outside, apart from the machinery there in the field beside us, hopefully you can still hear me over it. Other than being outside, what you're seeing with these lights is everything. It'll be quite forensic. Mightn't be particularly flattering at times, but if it was me and I was getting something brought over to me, I'd rather not be flattered. I'd rather see warts and all. So I'll start at the front. As I said to you, we had the truck, I call it a truck, the van, machine polished, and it does look good. Still done 140k. There's still going to be little marks on it. I mean, you see there, although apparently you can get that out with hot air gun. I'm not even starting that. I think it's very presentable. There was new number plates put on it. The headlights were polished. And to be perfectly honest with you, I think it's very respectable. Is it perfect? No, it's not. We'll start this side. And being dark blue, the little bits of marks show up more. However, there's been no added paint put onto this other than the repair that was done. So these little marks have been left. They can be tackled fairly handily. As I said, there's one down there. Slight scuff in the arch onto the door, and as you wanted it, the arches. And in the back, and as I said, there's been no mention of corrosion with this truck, and why should there be? It's actually very, very clean. I mean, that's the factory paint, I would say. And it's all solid. Components are going to have bits of rust on the tops of them. Stands to reason. Good front tire. Factory wheel trim. Trims have been again painted up. They're a bit knocked about, but they're genuine Toyota Hiace wheel trims, which are about 140 quid, 160 quid a set. Passenger door, there's a few marks there, naturally enough. I've tried wiping it down, so apologies if you see bits of haze marks. Again, we've not tried. It looks worse because I've got the light right up against it, but as I said to you, there's a metre and a half back. But this is going to make it look much worse. I doubt you'll do this with most. So if you went to look at something yourself, I doubt you would do this. But as I said, I've nothing to hide with this. There's scuff there in the door. A few little marks. There's a good shine off the paintwork, as you can see. There's it evenly across the truck. So the paint's decent for that. And there's the repair area. And again, that's fresh paint there. Do you know what I mean? So it's not a bad repair at all. Back bumper was then painted. It's still going to end up with marks because it's the back bumper and that's the load area. Do the rear arch as well, so you can see. Back rear tires were mentioned on the advisory, on the MOT. And again, factory mud flaps. There's the spar underneath in the cradle. Arch is all good. Tiny little bit there of bubbling. Tiny little bit. And on the door at the back, tiny little bit. There's the rear chassis arm. chassis leg, whatever way you want to call it, and again underneath. And we're going to get down underneath it for proper look, so have the mats out. I want to do the whole truck for you. Back doors, again, this was a plasterer's van. It's come up really well. It was a plasterer who was a messy bugger, and he didn't give a monkeys about his load bed, which you'll see in a minute. And we done our best with it, but I'm not going to go nuts with it because it's still a van at the end of the day. There's the odd wee bit of plaster you'll see on it. Let's see there. And I haven't tried because I don't want to start not when it's been polished up. Driver's side. This is probably the better side, naturally enough, because the other doors are the loading doors. Rear arch. I'd say that exhaust is fairly recent because there's very little corrosion on it. Certainly the back box. Another little bit of there bubbling. All decent. Rear leg again. And I mean, I would say that that's the factory paint in the arch there again, so another factory wheel trim. And when I say bubbling, it's solid. It's untidy, but it's solid, and they're all like that. Again, a few little marks around the door. It's going to look terrible with the lights on it. But you've seen the truck in the daylight, so you're seeing both sides of it. You're seeing as it looks and as you're going to see it, and I've done this for you, and I don't think you're going to do this again. So again, there you go, there's me putting the wipe down on it. Didn't do a very good job there. Front arch. Front two tires are very recent, I would say. And again, yeah, the components are going to have corrosion, surface corrosion on them. Standard. I had two of these years ago, well, near enough 250,000 miles in each, and both of them had flaky corrosion to underside of chassis, basically put down for the best part of 5 years that I had it. It stands to reason. We live in the UK and salt the roads, so let's go underneath. I've got my Jaguar mat. Let's see. So this is the driver's sill side. I'd say that all could be cleaned down and made absolutely mint again, and then you could lana guard it, because it's far from gone, if that makes sense. It's not like, oh, I'll be there rubbing down for years and all I'll be doing is rubbing it down to get a pile of dust. Let's see, I want to show you actually the sill from the back. There's behind the front wheel. I'm gonna, oh, we get my bake in the middle of that, sorry mate. myself. That's all very good. And as I said, we pointed it out, the components, they're going to have a bit of rusty crustiness on them, but the body, very good. Exhaust. Let's see one underneath this way now. It's one of my earbuds now I went for a Burton. What do you think? All good? I'd be very impressed with that, personally. It's all solid. It's all clean on the inside of the sills, all the way along the chassis rails. As I said, personally speaking, your intention's to put 100,000 miles in this. I would be rubbing that back first opportunity I got, and I'd be lana guarding it. And if you spent another ton, so another 100 quid, doing that yourself, actually I think there's guys that'll underseal them for probably about 150 quid, but the lana guard I think's a better job. And it's, do you know what it is? It goes on thin, and it doesn't come MOT. You're not left in going, why did you lather this up or slather this up with underseal? What are you trying to hide? The lana guard doesn't do that, and that's what you want. You want it to look fairly decent, so that when it comes to the, like, let's face it, our MOTs back home, it's not the same as over here. When you're in with those guys that they're literally taking hammers and chisels, and I've seen all sorts of crap getting stuck into the underside of things, and then as soon as it looks like something they can't see, they're ripping it apart and failing the car. So lana guard's the right way to go, personally speaking. A lot of the ones talk about it in the car forums, and I've used it the odd time. So there's the wheel cradle, and the exhaust is fairly recent, I'd say. Cradle, again solid, flaky paint, 100% it is, but solid. Diff looks dry. It actually doesn't look messed around with. You know, you'd sort of see leaks, or you'd see it, lots of paw prints all over it. The rear drive shafts. So from that point of view, I think that's really decent. It's not my money I'm spending, no. I'm not trying to spend yours. Obviously it's your decision, and like I said to you, I'd do this 100 times if it means I get a sale at the end of it. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't know why folks don't do it. I don't know why they don't give people a bit of peace of mind. I actually don't. This is a bit of a pain in the arse, but if I end up with a sale out of it, sure, what is it? We do videos, and we tend to go underneath stuff when it's a bit older, but I know why you've asked on this, so that's why I'm doing it. Plus, I'm bringing it over potentially to you in Northern Ireland, so I want you to be 100% happy with it. So let's see here. That is a bit of crap. What is it? A bit of dirt underneath. It's all solid. There's crap under the soil and underneath it, but it's all decent. They're not slow at mentioning stuff over here either, to be fair. And I don't like going to certain ones that are just like, to be honest with you, I know that it goes on the odd time in Northern Ireland. There's literally places here that you can phone them up Send them 150 quid and they'll get you an MOT ticket without having actually seen the vehicle, which is bonkers. It happens too much. And Rosa doesn't shut it down, which they're as guilty as, because they know who they are. But a lot of it's like being politically correct. Not wanting to get called out on it, or get called out and being racist. So they'll let a family get into a car with a dodgy MOT. And then we'll do the same this side. I'll come back and you'll see the sill. All good. Where is that bit? That's a bit of crap and dirt that's underneath there. And there's the front arch, so there's the full length of it. No denying it, there is a few bits and pieces, the corrosion underneath it, you're going to see it. No denying it at all. But it's solid for 140,000 miles, got the guts of, and 15 years on these roads, and a working vehicle. I mean, the car, the body, as I said, you'll die around it, around the engine and gearbox, and that'll keep on going and then get exported. So there's always life in these things, even when there's no life in them. And then you look under the front. Do you know the best of it is? I brought that mat out and I haven't lay on it once. Front wheel. Kylan there at the front, the plastic trim. Passenger front. Oh. All right. Let me see. I'll leave my light. So we'll do under the bonnet. We'll do inside. So the seat covers I've on for you. That's that they were coming with it anyway. Again, not the most flattering with that light, but you get the picture. And there's a new carpet mat there, apart from the fact that I've stood in it. Missing the bulkhead bit. It's got the full bulkhead, but it's missing the glazing. I have some ply which I'll put in there to finish that off. Oh, get this. And under here is clean too. The polish from when the outside was done. I think it'd be done under here too. Oh, there's my missus. It's alright. So 2 batteries. And again, everything as it should. I mean, all the stickers are in place and and it looks like a 2.5 litre D4D engine. I mean, there's no two ways about it. It is 100% what it is. And a look in the back. Yeah, this isn't the pretty part. Like I said, he was a messy bastard, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know why boys do this. I can only assume it was a work truck. You know, somebody ran it and it was owned by somebody else. But we've cleaned it up. This, personally, I would replace that strip. I haven't got one. And it needs a bit of a better brush out. I had to use this recently, so that's why it's a wee bit dirtier than what it should be. Yeah, I would replace that strip because it looks like crap. You could probably paint it, but it just lets down the back, and I don't know. I didn't want to go any further with this because it's plaster, and it fully depends what your intentions are with it. If it's good enough for you to be loading stuff in and out of and to do the job 100%, I mean, it still has the hooks on the doors, so these will still go 180, I think. Yeah, that's it. So and then this gets a bit squeaky further up. Let's get the light down around that as well. I would say 100% honest, the wheel at the top, where are they? See, there's the one there and there's the one there. I think it sounds like it's the top wheel. Sounds like it could be doing with being replaced, because obviously they wore out. 38 quid, I believe so, on eBay. And look, dirty, but together. The original plastic roof, and I would say that's the original ply that came from the factory, because it doesn't look like there's had ply on it, and that would have been the original bulkhead. Again, I can only assume, putting two and two together, they've taken that out to carry longer loads, maybe beading or whatever, or sheeting. So that's it, pretty much. And pull this out of the way. There is two keys. It is central locking. I don't think it's remote central locking. There is electric windows in both. This one isn't working, it's inoperative, and I've not messed around with it. There's the head unit, which is the CD head unit. There is, what else? Our heated mirrors and electric mirrors, and I think it's a power takeoff or whatever that button is. I actually don't know. Bloody thing there is loose too. But look, fundamentally it's sound throughout. As I said, it's not perfect. I don't know what is at that age and that miles, but it's good. It's a good wagon. It's as honest as they come, and I wouldn't drive it over. I wouldn't even bother, Kevin. I'm going to be honest with you, mate. Where's my Suki? Would you believe my 11-year-old? Well, she's not turned 11 yet, but she had a party last week, and she was born here, but like Northern Ireland, and they've came from Uri, 2 dozen of them, for a birthday party. The buggers came late, so we're drinking them. So I'm not adverse to that. I like a Suki. But look, it is, as I said, it's a nice van. It's not perfect, but I hope you've seen that it's on the better side of good. And what you're seeing ain't no surprises. And that's the thing. I'll sell 100 vehicles this way because it makes my life so much easier. There's no surprises. You're not getting me arriving in with something, as I said to you, that's orange, that has an engine out of a Fiat Panda, that doesn't drive. I mean, I've just done 300 miles in it. And let's see. I think it's a great truck, and it's fairly priced, and there's not many people that drive it across from England to you. So listen, I'm glad to do it because we're heading back. So I think Saturday we'll be heading back at this stage. Give me a shout, let me know what you want to do. If you're not having it, you're not having it. No harm done. I appreciate your time. This is a video that'll get passed on then to the next person, so it's not wasted my time at all. And don't worry and think that you have. Whenever I do a video like this, it always makes it easier for me to sell, but it makes it easier for the next person to buy, buddy. So I am a bit pooped though, but sure, that's being 46, fat and completely unfit and crawling around the ground for the last half an hour. I hope you're well, and let me know your thoughts and we can take it from there. Cheers, bud. God bless. Bye.